49ers up by 3 and threatening again.
Their offensive line is dominating the front down people of Atlanta. This San Francisco offensive line is just strong. It's big. It runs well. Good traps. It can do a lot of things. And one of the things it's doing today is just taking it to that defensive front.
They've had to go without Steve Wallace, hurt on that first bizarre play in the game. Harry Boatswain, number 65, has been there at left tackle. Waters, nowhere to go that time. Good defensive pursuit by the Falcons.
And that's their strength, Tim. That's exactly what Atlanta does. They get to the ball. Pierce Holt leading the charge. Everybody on that defense will run and get to the ball. What they can't do, what they don't do well, rather, is just stay stout right in the middle of the defense, and they don't have enough lead in their drawers to stop them when you run right at them.
3rd down and 6 to get to the 1-yard line for a first. And that ball resting right on the pitcher's mound here at Candlestick Park. Nate Singleton, the first-year man from Grambling.
Well, they bunch all those receivers to the right side of your screen. They're just going to let it clear. They're still zoning down here. They never allowed anybody to match up. Watch the motion come across. You'll see the receivers. Here's the first one. 1, 2. Now here it is. Open up. They continue to zone, so they just flood the zone.
Singleton cut by the Giants last year, getting a shot with the 49ers this year, and has a touchdown that widens the lead. With the Cofer point after, it is 30-20, and we'll return to Candlestick Park after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
This 93 Ford Taurus is the best-selling car in America, and it comes with the biggest rebate in years. But this is your last chance to buy it, because your Northwest Ford dealers are clearing out the 93s now. You can get this $1,250 rebate at a great clearance price on a huge selection of 93 Taurus models if you act fast. But when they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss your last chance. See your Northwest Ford dealer today.
Why suffer through a single night's torture on an old pull-out couch? Wake up to the comfortable alternative. Futon Furniture from Northwest Futon, offering firm, healthy support for a great night's sleep. Right now, you can save big on our new Mission-style couch. You get the frame, futon, and cover for only $279. And Northwest Futon has the largest selection in all of Oregon. So put an end to the pain and struggle with our new Mission-style convertible couch. Northwest Futons, made fresh daily.
This is your life, and not a bad one at that. You find the things that work for you, and you stick with them. Like your Toyota Extra Cab Deluxe. It has the power and the payload you need. Plus the reputation for dependability, that's a well-known fact. All the signs of a great relationship.
Inside the Pride with Steve Davis, Sundays at 4 on Coin TV.
Watch Jerry Rice right here. He makes the play, doesn't make the touchdown. Watch the defense follow. Hey, perfect. Opens the hole. 2 guys out here on Jerry Rice. No guys right here on Nate Singleton. 6 points, San Francisco.
Singleton's first catch of the season for the 49ers, and it's a touchdown catch. Well, our Demon researchers have been at work. Back in 1959, 49ers against the Rams. The quarterback's name was Y.A. Tittle for the 49ers. He threw a pass which was deflected, caught by Y.A. Tittle, and run for a 4-yard gain. So Steve Young probably had seen that in old black and white films and decided he wanted to try it too. Eric Pegram returning it to the 26-yard line. We'll return to Candlestick in a moment.
Driver, do you have any Bud Light in your vehicle?
Yes.
Then I am Mr. Galley-Weekich.
You mean Dr. Galakowitz?
Yes, I am. This is so cool.
First time in a limo? Doctor?
In a limo this small.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Levi's loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
Brute, men are back.
See this as direct mail, or see it as a document and add the impact of color. One company increased response by 25%. See your documents differently. Call 1-800-ASK-XEROX, the document company.
This game summary is sponsored by Bud Light.
Well, you can see San Francisco with 189 yards of rushing to 132 by Atlanta and 133 rush yards for Pegram. And look at Steve Young, 17 of 21. 3 touchdowns, one of them set up by one of the most bizarre plays you're going to see. Let's see it again.
This is not a bad day's work for a guy who's got the flu, got a bad thumb, been feeling the pressure by himself and the press. And, oh, did I forget to mention, he's one of the top receivers in the game.
There is nothing he can't do, and he was the MVP last year, and 2 games into the season for the kind of panic station media response in the Bay Area has been a little bit absurd, and reaching back to last year doesn't seem to me to have anything to do with anything at all. This is a new season.
Yep.
Bobby Hebert, meanwhile, not doing so badly either. 17 of 26, 131 yards. And Pegram. Pegram over the 45-yard line, and here's a guy that I think a lot of folks around the league have never heard of. He picks up another 21.
Well, he changed his number. Last year is number 41. This year is number 43. That makes a difference right away. The number 2, look at this. Look at this hole right here. Stretch the defense, turn back inside. Good job by Dukes. Good job by Hinton. Good job by Kennedy. He's finding the holes. You know, Bobby Hebert told us that Eric Pegram was a street ball player. That he was the kind of guy that's just handing the ball, and who the heck knows where it's going to go.
Hebert throwing, and Haynes slipped. Lost his footing as the ball came, could not hold on.
Well, Eric Begum's been having a great day, and here's the reason why. But most of it's right here over the guards and center. That's Kennedy and Jamie Dukes and Chris Hinton. He's got 106 yards in the center of that line. And then every now and then he'll take it outside 8 times out of the 23. But the bottom line is he is running wild.
He is running wild. Bobby Hebert says he just likes to run where they ain't. He's not worried too much about the blocking schemes. Well, today he hasn't had to. There's been a lot of holes, and he's been running where they ain't. Second down, Pegram again. Pegram shakes off a tackle. He's a strong guy for a 185-pounder. He got through Dennis Brown that time. Mark Thomas finally nailed him, but not before, rather. He picked up 5 more. To midfield. Matt, you have to be impressed with the fact that they're running the ball so well here in Atlanta. Down by 10. That's what's been working for them. There's lots of time left for Atlanta. And if they just continue to do what's working, and that is giving Pegram a lot of work, they're still very much in this game.
They still have to get 2 scores.
3rd and 6 now. Wide open in the flat. Pritchard, first down.
9 out of 13 on 3rd down conversion for Atlanta with that catch by Pritchard. You know, Pritchard's one of the sneakiest guys you see. He's like the forgotten man. Watch it right here. Now first thing he does well is he knows where the first down marker is. Second thing he does well is he makes sure he has it. That's a mismatch if Bill Romanowski is supposed to be out there. I can't imagine that they would do that. Mike Pritchard is a sneaky guy. All of a sudden you look up, he's got 5 catches, 6 catches, 7 catches. First game of the season, you didn't even know it. He had 10 catches.
He's got 5 here, and that's as many as anybody else so far for Atlanta. Pegram, this time nowhere to go. Romanowski, and Pegram stuck right at the line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard.
There's Bill Romanowski, and there's 2 people up front. This guy right here, Bill Romanowski, and right here, Dennis Brown. Those are the 2 guys that they have to lean on. The San Francisco defense has to lean on them, and here's why. See that right there? They've got to be able to make plays like this down in and down out, not just every now and then. They're the only 2 on that defense with any kind of experience in that front down people.
2nd and 11. Hebert for Rison. Rison's got some running room. Out of bounds and a first down at the 25-yard line.
Andre Rison just ran right by Merton Hanks' angle. Merton Hanks had a great angle to make a hit, and he just blew right by it. Merton Hanks, number 36. Watch Rison. He's going to come across right here. Now watch Merton Hanks at the top of your screen. See that? He has a shot. He can take that shot. Just ran right by it. Now, one thing you can't teach is speed. You either have it or you don't. You're not going to develop it.
25-yard line. Atlanta driving. First down. 8:13 to go. 30 to 20. 49er lead. Hebert's got a man. Pritchard picks up close to 7 inside the 20. Tim McDonald on the tackle. Second down and 4 remaining for the Falcons here, just inside the 20-yard line. Hebert coolly driving the Falcons downfield. It's become a quarterback duel between Hebert and Steve Young. Defenses have not been a factor. Steve Broussard may have the first down depending on the spot. Broussard, the running back, has been converted to wide receiver, but practiced most of this week at the tailback spot.
And Tim, and we spoke to the Atlanta coaches about Broussard because when he shows up on film, there's a guy with some great quickness. And he's kind of the match like Pegram, where you have to have that little kind of street ball in you to be able to run this offense, because there's not always going to be a big hole. Sometimes you have to create your own with your speed and your movement. Broussard has that.
Well, they moved him to a receiver, and he had the credentials from college at Washington State. One of only 2 players to win both the rushing and receiving titles in the Pac-10. The other was Ahmad Rashad. So he's a very talented player who was drafted #1 in 1990.
That was Bobby Moore at the time. Ahmad Rashad.
Mike Ruther, Mitch Lyons, and Keith Alex have come in to add some bulk here on the jumbo package for Atlanta on this short-yarded situation. They need the length of a football to keep this drive going. A huge play here. 7:07 to go. Pegram, he's got it. First down, Atlanta to the 13-yard line of San Francisco.
And that's a tough run, and you don't even know it. But Dana Stubblefield should have had him in the backfield. But with his shoulders, he lowered him. Now watch him. He's going to come from the left side of your screen. Now watch Pegram use his shoulders. It's good running. Stubblefield has a chance. See that? See how he dipped his shoulder, got in there, able to bounce off. It's good running.
10th play of this drive, and what impresses me about Pegram today is the show of strength that he has. 5'9", 185 pounder, but he's a strong guy who has broken tackles several times today. Good protection for Hebert to the end zone, and nearly picked up. Intended for Drew Hill. Merton Hanks climbing high, trying to grab it, and he hurt himself when he fell down to the ground.
He had a lot of time for that. It's one of the few times that he's made a bad decision. And of course, Merton Hanks makes a really nice play. Now watch, there's all kinds of time, no pressure. Let the ball go. Hanks gets up in the air. It's a good play by Merton Hanks. Not able. A lot of time. Here's the reason why. Watch Bob Whitfield and Todd Kelly up top. Chris Hinton inside. No pressure. Take your time.
Second down. inside the 10 to about the 9. They need to get to the 4-yard line for a first down with a third down coming up. Washington and Hanks on the tackle.
Tim, you hate to keep beating it over the head, but both offensive lines, San Francisco's and Atlanta's, has dominated this game. It's the storyline. Both running games have been going. They've had all kinds of time to throw the ball in the passing game. The defensive lines have to take over for either team to win.
Good play action by Hebert, and it is out of bounds. Flag down. Drew Hill made the catch, but he was right at the end line. There was a defender right on him, and we may have an interference call. We'll wait on this one. Hill was definitely not in the end zone when he made the catch, and not entirely in the end zone.
The receiver touched the line, went out of bounds, then caught the ball out of bounds. The pass is incomplete. There is no infraction on the play. It's fourth down.
Here it is.
Adam Grant, you can't really see his feet, but he was in, then out, then out.
I don't think there's any doubt that he was not in the end zone. He was already out, and because he was out of bounds, there's no infraction on Grant if they were thinking about interference.
Oh, he thought he had 6.
Well, you know what's confusing is that new line beyond the end zone line, and I think that he can look downfield and think that that's the end zone, but it's not. Johnson for the field goal try, and he's got it. 27-yard field goal, and it's down to 7 points with 5:28 to go.
Coming September 24th. Face the pain. Fight the pressure. Feel the power. And get with the program. Rated R.
The success of any organization of human beings really depends upon how well they can work together. So we try to hire good attitudes. I think the easiest way to lose success is to become convinced that you are successful. I think American Express has a distinctive market. I've really been very appreciative of not just the card itself, but the service behind the card.
American Express is welcomed on airlines all around the world. Herb is kind of partial to his corner of the world.
If 800 service is how you fish for sales, you should know AT&T's nearest competitor is twice as likely to have a network outage. When that happens, you might not get as many bites. One of the 800 reasons to choose AT&T 800 service, the best in the business.
You'd be so nice to come home to. You'd be so nice by the fire. You'd be so nice. You'd be paradise to come home to.
Introducing Business Saver. Free faxes, movie, fitness center, and free local calls. And most Hiltons proudly offer AT&T long-distance service. Business Saver.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Castrol Syntec, the synthetic oil that protects in ways other oils can't. Hilton Hotels, so nice to come home to. Hertz, the people's choice in rent-a-car for 75 years. And by 6,500 Radio Shack stores nationwide.
We're at Candlestick Park on a beautiful afternoon for football, and it has been exciting. As you can see, 30-23, San Francisco leading now with 5:28 to go. Falcons led early in the game. Johnson's 27-yard field goal has just brought them back to within a touchdown, and Johnson trying that pooch kick again, and it's taken at the 26-yard line on a fair catch by number 89 Wesley Walls, reserve tight end, who made an alert play with a fair catch.
Well, this is good coverage all the way around. Here's where he wants this guy right here. He's going to go out in the flat. Good coverage right here. Hebert looks for him first. They're trying to sneak him into the flat. See the coverage? Right. That's beautiful. Now, look at the top up here. See, two lines up top. You're not seeing double. He's going to throw the ball. Hebert thinks he's in the back line. See this? There's two lines. Hebert thinks the back line is the end zone line, but he was wrong.
49er first down, wrong 25. Young throwing on first down. It's complete to Taylor. Taylor near the marker for a first down, driven back. We'll see where they spot it.
You see his strength all the time. That's a strong receiver right there.
He carried Pickens and Solomon there for several yards. Last 4 possessions for the 49ers, they've cranked up the offense.
Yeah, look at all the yards and look at the play. Forget all that. Look at this. Touchdown City, 4 of them. You can go out and do everything wrong and still get a touchdown, and it's a great drive. But if you do everything right and end up with nothing on the result, it's no good.
Double tight end formation now for San Francisco. Jamie Williams joining Brent Jones. Don't see this too often for them on first down. A little different look from the 36-yard line of San Francisco. This is Waters.
Oh, nice block by Harris Barton.
And about a 9-yard gain to the 45-yard line of San Francisco.
As an all-pro tackle, he'll be strong at the point of the attack, and he'll be great with his hands and his feet. Watch right here. See this? He's going to pull. Harris Barton, number 79. He's a big guy who can run. Ralph Tam with block number 1. Beautiful. Watch this. Look at that. Jesse Tuggle. All-pro and all-pro.
95 yards on the day. 15 carries for Waters. Second down and a yard. And Young takes a timeout. Waters and Lee are in there together. Mark Logan has been a bit nicked. That may have caused some confusion. We'll be back.
Final call. We've got to move fast, Kirby. I hope you booked Hertz.
Not exactly.
But this company's fast.
As fast as Hertz #1 club goal? Not exactly, but they do have a special place to pick up the car.
Like Hertz?
Not exactly, but it'll be waiting.
Under a canopy?
With the keys in it? Not exactly.
And protected from the weather?
Not exactly.
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
Counting on that promotion, Kirby? No, not exactly. Ah!
When you buy a Super Color TV antenna from Radio Shack, you get a great value. Radio Shack has everything you need to make installation easy. Super Color's advanced technology gives you great picture quality and remarkable sound. Reception so clear.
Hey, great picture, huh, Howie? Yeah.
You'll feel like you're a part of the game. Just in time for football. 2 great Super Color antenna values for cities, suburban, and long range from $24.88. Only at Radio Shack.
One of these engines was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the rest with conventional oils. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oils. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
Following football tonight on CBS on 60 Minutes. Talk about poor health care. Nothing poor about some medical labs that have gotten rich swindling the public. 60 Minutes, brand new season, brand new stories tonight on CBS. Then it's a special sneak preview of It Had to Be You, starring Faye Dunaway and Robert Urich. That's followed by our Sunday night movie, the network television premiere of The Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, and Scott Glenn at a special time, 8:30 Eastern, all tonight on CBS. Second and a long yard, and Waters has it. Waters and then some. Down to the 44-yard line of Atlanta. 13-yard pickup.
What a nice combination of speed and actually it's just a thing of beauty watching this guy. I think he's one of the prettiest runners in all of football. Watch this. Turn square the shoulders. Now watch the little juke. Boom. Look at that. Well, you can't teach that.
106 yards on the day for Waters.
Watch Guy McIntyre come through. Great job. Offensive line. Good blocking all the way around. Ralph Tam, Harry Boatswain, Guy McIntyre, Jesse Sapolo.
Boatswain's been in there for Steve Wallace, who left after that strange play back in the first half. Waters up to 106 yards and a touchdown.
There's the offensive line coach, Bob McKittrick. One of the nicest heads in the National Football League right there. We say that laughingly, but a very, very bright guy. And, you know, a lot of criticism was thrown on him a lot of times because he likes to cut block and down block. And he always says, look, it's within the framework of the rules, and it's right. We never practiced any leg whipping or anything like that, but, you know, he makes sure that the scheme is sound, what he's doing, and real bright guy.
First down from the 43-yard line. Reverse. Rice.
That could be 6, Tim.
It is. Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice gets the score. John Taylor makes the play. Watch him clear out. There's one guy to beat. Watch John Taylor. Look at this. This is a great job on Vinnie Clark. Cat and mouse, stay in the way. Don't let him get there.
Cofer with a point after. And a 37-23 San Francisco lead. 3:27 to play.
I don't know, Tim. I'm getting confused. We got receivers running for touchdowns. We got quarterbacks catching passes. We got receivers. I mean, we got linemen taking handoffs. Look at the stride. Look at the speed. Look at John Taylor up top. .43 yards.
Well, now the Atlanta Falcons very much up against it. 3:27 on the clock. And, of course, we talked about the young pressure on Steve Young here in the Bay Area because his name isn't Joe Montana. Jerry Glanville feeling some pressure from the media in Atlanta. He says it's only from the media. But an 0-3 start, of course, creates problems for any coach anywhere in the league. And that belt buckle he has on his waist there, he was kiddingly saying, you know, he needs a bigger one on his back for the shots that are being fired at him down in Atlanta.
Yeah, initially you may not think that that's a belt buckle. It might look like a shield. He told us a story where wherever he went, he has some buddies who will always send him a belt buckle.
Bozeman, Montana, they're silversmiths up there. And they've had to send him one for each team. He's been in with 4 teams in the NFL. They're running out of silver. That's his story. Cofer nailed the kickoff through the end zone. And so Atlanta will start from the 20. Now next Saturday, CBS Sports coverage of Major League Baseball heats up. The battle of the National League's 2 division leaders, the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. Some of you will see a key AL West matchup, the Texas Rangers against the White Sox. It all starts with Baseball 93 at 2:30 Eastern. So Bobby Hebert, who had some heroics in his debut as a Falcon against his old mates, the Saints, in his first outing, coming in for Chris Miller last week, now has to make things happen in a hurry, and the Falcons have to get the ball back. 37-23, the deficit. And just as he released the ball, he took a hit, and the ball went over the head of Andre Rison, almost end over end. Washington with the pressure. New Orleans went to 3-0 with a victory earlier today over Detroit. 49ers can get to 2-1. Rams lost to the Giants. They fall to 1-2.
At this point, it looks like it's going to be 2-1 and 1-2 and 1-2, or 0-3 rather. I'm sorry.
On the second down, there's the 20-yard line. Again, a big hit, but a pass completion to Haynes. Haynes has the first down yardage. Hebert took a real shot from Dennis Brown.
Watch Dennis Brown come around the corner. Like we said, we see the great movement of the big guy. Turns the corner, and this is a good job of getting rid of the ball under pressure. That's 310 pounds laying on top of you.
Bobby Hebert is one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. That's never been in dispute. Short drop. Out for Rison. Rison can't hold on as he is nailed. shot from Adrian Hardy, number 45, the rookie.
Well, the defender and the ball got there at the same time.
Let's go back and listen to this one here as the rookie shows he's ready for the NFL. Adrian Hardy. Second down. Just over the 30-yard line. Long way to go for the Falcons. 2:40 remaining. Out there again to Rison, and Rison steps out of bounds, maybe just short of the marker. Rison didn't exactly get a good look at that marker, and he stepped out, appeared to be just short. Blue Jays tend to zip over the Twins today. Well, New York was being beaten by the Red Sox. Some other finals in baseball for you. Baltimore with a victory over Milwaukee.
Brent Jones, the offensive coordinator, looking at 3rd and short.
At the 40-yard line of Atlanta. Hebert.
Wow.
Hauled down by Eric Davis. Flag on the play downfield. Another fine run by Eric Pegram. Running stars born for the Atlanta Falcons here today. 29 yards on that one.
Personal foul, face mask. Number 25 on the defense, 15 yards. Touchdown.
Watch Eric Davis at the end of the play with Pegram turning the corner on him. Boy, the nice straight arm. That's the old double dip. You grab mine, I grab yours. It's just that Eric Davis got caught with the flag.
When they hold on that long, they get the 15-yarder, and that's what happened to Davis. So Atlanta quickly downfield now at the 16-yard line. Eric Pegram, 192 yards on the day. His previous claim to fame that he has a twin brother named Derek, who also has 2 R's in his name. And his name will be known around the league, and that is Rison touchdown.
Andre Rison finds a hole in the zone for 6 points.
2:20 to play. Bobby Hebert wasted no time firing that one to Andre Rison.
A lot of time to throw the ball. Just stand in there, be patient, wait for him to come open. Watch the pass protection. Nobody in sight. Just wait. Look at that. Right in the hole of the zone.
He was wide open. Johnson for the point after. Low snap, but Johnson got it up. Good job by Alexander to get that ball planted for the place kicker. A 16-yard touchdown pass from Hebert to Andre Rison.
Now watch this. First of all, nobody here gets there, and then down here there'll be a big hole right in the zone. Watch Andre Rison as the zone develops or doesn't develop. See, past the first level, right there, in between the safeties. Andre Rison told me last night he's getting ready to get onto the plane. He couldn't find any shoes. So he and Haynes had to dig through the garbage to find the shoes he had just thrown out because the shoe company forgot to send him some. So he's playing with garbage shoes today.
Well, they haven't hurt him too much. He's got them well broken in, I guess. Rison comes up with the score, and it's now just a 7-point difference. 2:20 to go. The way this game has gone, anything can happen in the final 2:20.
They scored awful quick. 80 yards in 1 minute and 7 seconds. There's Eric Wright. Now you talk about straight talk. This guy right here, that's Eric Wright. He'll give him straight talk.
49ers looking for the onside kick. '49ers with some hands people on that front line, and now they bring up even a few more, and they're looking for it out to this left side. Johnson hoping to get the big hop here. Let's see where he makes contact with his foot. And it's handled by the 49ers, but the ball comes loose. Falcons say they have it. Oh boy.
Boy, there's everybody pointing Atlanta ball. point that matters, though.
And it is the Atlanta point. Falcons have it. 2:16 to play. There was an official signal.
Well, now it's getting pointed back the other way.
Well, yeah. And now there's another official signal.
See that guy? That guy right there, right in the middle. That's the only point that matters. You got the point drill going on. Atlanta pointing their way. San Francisco starts pointing their way. Doesn't matter.
Well, one official did point.
He went down, was touched on the ground, down by contact. First down.
Odessa Turner. They say Odessa Turner had the possession.
Well, there's the possession. Now he's going to go down. He's saying down by contact. Well, there's the contact. The ball's out. I think that's a fumble. He wasn't down all the way. He got whacked and the ball came out.
So that first official was pointing to the fact that Atlanta did come up with it. And then the ruling was that it was San Francisco ball by virtue of down by contact.
Watch it again. Odessa Turner. Now watch him get hit. Boink. Now the ball. No, it did hit the ground first. That's a good call. That's a good call.
Now the fans here booing Glanville's protest here. Glanville probably saw what we did as well, as that one official did signal in his favor.
Okay, he got whacked. See right there? See that? Look, there's the whack. He's down. Now it's out. That's a good call.
So it's 49er ball at the 42-yard line. Amp Lee gets a couple to the 40. 2:09 to go. 49ers have not been able to get Mark Logan back into the game because of a rib injury. Glanville still making a protest to the head linesman, Sid Seaman.
Atlanta's still all right. They got to stop him here for 2 downs, force the punt. They get the ball back at the end, they'll have a chance. They'll take this down to the 2-minute warning. That'll give them 3rd down if they can stop him on 2nd.
Logan, you see they're taping him up. They've had to go with Amp Lee when they wanted to have the 2-back set. Logan hurt earlier in this second half. So Amp Lee has been playing in a spot not normally occupied by him. Their backup fullback, Adam Walker, was inactive today with a hamstring pull. First-year man from Pittsburgh, not even dressed. Hebert hoping to get the ball back. 2nd down. At the 40-yard line. They need 8 for a first. Waters. Flag down. Waters got to the 35.
Waters got behind Harris Barton on the outside. But it's not going to matter. It looks like Ralph Tam, number 64, got called for the hold. Big penalty right there for Atlanta. Take that ball back.
Holding during the run. Number 64 on the offense. 10 yards. Still 2nd down.
2:01 remaining.
Well, they're going to decline it and take 3rd down.
Well, you know, I was just going to ask what you would do there, Matt, because I don't think this is a bad move at all. Make sure they get 3rd down here. They're going to have to throw anyway. They've got 4 to go. Whether they throw longer or shorter, you've still got to stop them. This way you're taking it down away from them. I like this call on the part of the Atlanta Falcons.
Let's see if they force it with a blitz.
Waters. Come on. It's going to be close. It'll be close depending on the spot of the ball. Look at that Falcon defense. There's 5 guys. And Waters holding the ball up saying, I got there.
It looks like he's going to have that 1st down.
There'll be a measurement for sure.
Warning.
And we've reached the 2-minute warning. 1:54 officially on the clock. It's been wild. We'll be back.
Hammaker Schlemmer is the catalog company.
It was established in 1848. We are the first one to introduce the toaster, the electric shaver.
They had been an AT&T customer for over 100 years. Now they're with MCI.
They said, tell us about your stores, tell us about your products. And they came up with a great package. They try to understand their customers' needs, and then they customize that package so that the customer truly benefits from service to savings or the attention that we need to get. MCI is the only choice.
I don't get it. Some guy bets 228 and makes $3 million bucks.
Can you imagine what Willie Mays would be worth today?
Yeah.
No holiday sweepstakes.
Another Heineken, right?
Yeah, please.
No blimp with our name on it. No racing team. None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
Where's all that money come from?
Ticket prices.
Yeah, I guess.
And all those beer commercials.
I'm always looking for good ideas, so I said to the Xerox rep, "What are you selling?" "Documents," she shoots back. "Documents? You must be kidding. I don't have time." "Precisely. That's what I'm selling," she says. "Do all your printing electronically, save time and money." And I see it. Print all my catalogs in a week, not a month. Huge savings. "I get it," I say. "My documents are my time." "Now you're talking," she says.
See your documents differently. Call 1-800-ASK-XEROX, the document company.
It has been an entertaining football game and a devastating measurement there for Jerry Glanville at his first down, San Francisco. They made it by about an inch, as you can see. And it is first down. Now, mind you, it would have been fourth down there, and certainly it'd have to favor the 49ers' opportunity to push it from there, which they no doubt would have tried. Pegram, 192 yards. That's the most ever allowed to a running back by the 49ers. 192 yards. Willie Gallimore, way back in 1962, the great Bears running back, at 181 against San Francisco. And in fact, Pegram is only 10 yards short of the club record held by Gerald Riggs of Atlanta. First down, 49ers. They're in control, and Amp Lee gets a couple to the 30-yard line. 1:48 and counting down. And there's the final timeout taken by the Falcons. Well, next Sunday, doubleheader action here on CBS Sports. In the early game, the Packers play the Vikings. The Rams will be at Houston. Tampa Bay takes on Chicago. Phoenix at Detroit. Then in game 2, the 49ers, happy to get a victory here today, will go on against the unbeaten New Orleans Saints. It all starts at 12:30 Eastern with the NFL Today. All you need to know. 12:30 Eastern Time. Next Sunday here on CBS Sports. It'll be second down for the 49ers. Both quarterbacks with great days today. Steve Young, 18 of 22, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 catch.
1 catch
from himself.
Yeah, and a big smile on his face, and he got those. Look at in the back of his helmet right there. He's got those fear marks from ducking his head, you know, and he had to run. But what a great day! He came out with the flu and he beat it.
I bet the flu's gone.
I would think that smile kind of says it all. Big day by Steve Young.
Flu's gone. The thumb feels better.
Big day for Bobby Hebert also. Number 3 right there.
Yeah, he did all he could. Again, 2 struggling defenses, and that's something both coaches have to be concerned about. 49ers don't have it easy in the next few weeks.
Well, there's a big game next week down in New Orleans, and that's always a classic. Then you have the open course in 2 weeks. Then Dallas. See what kind of a Dallas team there is tonight with Emmitt Smith back.
Second down. Amp Lee. Nowhere to go for Lee.
So he's making a mistake trying to fight there. Just fall down at this point.
1:36 and counting down as Atlanta has used up their timeouts.
I think Jerry Glanville's offensive line played very well today.
They did. So his offensive team played well. But like the 49ers, he's looking for some studs up there on the defensive front.
Well, he's got one in Pierce Holt, and that's it.
Well, a look at the scores from earlier today. Some interesting results. There's New Orleans' 3rd victory of the season. Today's game here in San Francisco, produced by Richard Zients and directed by Art Kempner. Coordinating producer of the NFL today is Eric Mann, directed by Bob Mattina. The senior producer of the NFL on CBS is Ed Gorn, and the executive in charge of production is Rick Gentile. And we thank, as always, our exceptional technical crew. Great job in delivering the pictures and the videotape replays to you folks looking in. There'll be a third down when time resumes here with 57 seconds remaining. The Falcons headed to an 0-3 mark. The 49ers to 2-1. There's a look at big Lincoln Kennedy. You can see 49ers in this division.
Yeah, talk about big. Look at this. They've been dominant against all these teams. 5 against the Rams, the Saints, the Falcons. But it isn't going to be easy this year because these dominating games have come with a dominating defense, and that clearly is not the case in San Francisco now.
Falcons have now won only 2 of their last 11 road games. Young, what a way to finish the game. We've seen it all here today. How do you figure that? Fakes a reverse to the other side, runs out himself with 42 seconds left.
He's a wild man.
Yeah, he's a wild man. Bryan and Clark put the tackle on him out there, and we talk about the toughness of Bobby Hebert. There's another tough physical quarterback in Steve Young.
And mentally tough. And he needed this game. He needed this game. He needed to come out and throw the ball well, which he has. He needed to get his confidence, and I think he's done that.
Waters just dropped for a loss, and that's going to do it. So the San Francisco 49ers stop the clock here. 7 seconds. No, the 7 seconds and 4th down, so Atlanta will get one more play. 7 seconds remaining.
Well, it's happened here before in the last play of the game. 2 years ago in Atlanta, they threw the Hail Mary. Well, this would have to be a catch and run, because he's not going to heave the thing 75 yards. It would be more than that, actually, from this drop.
Line of scrimmage at the 26-yard line.
Come on, baby.
A lot of real estate ahead of them for Bobby Hebert, but they've got Rison, Haynes, Pritchard all out to the right. Hebert airs it out. He did not get it. He just didn't get it. It's going to be knocked down and incomplete. Hebert did not get a good fling on that ball. And so it is over and official. The 49ers are 2-1. The Falcons go home 0-3. And we'll be back in a moment at Candlestick Park.
For the price of basic transportation, the Mitsubishi Eclipse will be beyond basic. Now, for as little as $169 a month and $700 down, you too can drive away in a new Eclipse.
When there is a hole, a veteran's going to be able to hit it where a rookie's just looking at it before it closes.
The Rams have 3 receivers in the game. Ernie Jones comes in. 3rd down and 7. Anderson for the first. And inside of the 40. Flipper Anderson cutting across for a gain of 13. Tackled by Dishman.
And this is a good example of what happens when Jim Everett starts to get his game going. He throws this ball right where Flipper Anderson can get it. Normally when Jim Everett's off and he's just throwing it a little bit worse than other times, it goes behind or in front of the receiver too much. That time he let it within the body frame. Sure, it was a little bit behind, but was still within the rib cage and the body of Flipper Anderson so he could catch it.
First down for the Rams from the 38. Cleveland Gary, that's good for about 3. Wilbur Marshall brought him down.
And a nice start for Jim Everett and these Los Angeles Rams on this drive. They've got some running plays, but more importantly, they're dealing with the pass rush, they're dealing with the blitz, and they're spreading the ball around. They're throwing it to the running back, they're throwing it to both wide receivers. Keep track of who's catching the ball for Jim Everett. When he's spreading around the ball, that's when he's successful.
They picked up 2 on that play. 2nd down and 8. Cleveland Gary diving for about 3. It'll set up a 3rd and about 5 situation. Al Smith, the middle linebacker for Buddy Ryan's defense, made the tackle.
And this is attack time right now for this defense as far as Buddy Ryan's concerned. You get Jim Everett and the Rams in 3rd and 5. You go after him. When you're going after him in nickel, you bring Al Smith out and you put in extra defensive backs. You also put in an extra linebacker. But the most important thing for them to do right now is to bring a blitzer. Probably a Lamar Lathan. 57's in the game. Look for him to come after Everett.
3rd and 5. Quarterback sneak. Quarterback draw, I should say, and it's a 1st down. How about that play, Randy? Inside of the 20, a 13-yard run by Everett, his longest run of the season.
Well, I'm sure Jim Everett would like all his critics and various writers and whatnot to say, well, look, when a guy's afraid and the guy's flinching, he stands in the pocket and falls down. But when a guy's looking for the respect of his teammates and wants to get his offense going, he runs the ball and takes a chance. Great call by Ernie Zampese and great execution by Jim Everett.
They have 3 receivers in the game. Sean LaChapelle, the rookie from UCLA, is in. 1st and 10. Comes the blitz. Pass too steep for Ernie Jones. Darrell Lewis defending.
Nice job of anticipation by Darrell Lewis. And the only reason that wasn't a pickoff for 6 points is Everett, I think, looked like he saw that coming and overthrew that ball, because Darrell Lewis got a great jump on that pattern.
Jim Everett, originally a 1st-round pick by Houston in 1986. He was the 3rd pick that year overall in the draft. Never signed with them. Had to move on to the Rams on a trade that has really benefited the Houston team a great deal as well. Jones jumped for the Oilers on 2nd and 10.
And Irv Eatman just now got out of his stance. He just sat there just to prove the point that he wasn't the one that moved.
Encroachment, number 96 defense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Words from Larry Nemmers today. This Houston defense, again, has not allowed a touchdown in the last 8 quarters. They shut out Kansas City here 2 weeks ago and yielded 6 field goals to San Diego last week in an 18-17 loss.
This is a very interesting defense. It can look almost ambivalent at times, really not trying almost, and then they come alive. They can make very big plays, and when you back them up against their goal line is when they get the toughest.
And 2nd and 5, the 10th play of the opening series. Cleveland Gary inside of the 10. And it'll be another 1st down for the Rams. And for only the 2nd time this season, they have a 1st and goal to go situation.
Watch the surge by the Rams offensive line. Nice combination block on Childress by Jackie Slater, and Goaz opens that whole thing up on the right, back on the right side, and enables Cleveland Gary to cut back for that gain.
You can see the Rams have had it 6 times inside of the 20. They've only had one other occasion where they had a 1st and goal. Now from the 7. Gary down to the 4.
And a nice combination and change-up. We talked about the rhythm the Rams need.